Welcome to the Let It Bleed podcast, a place where you can hear the liquor-fueled ramblings of two narcissistic wizards who conjure the essence of inspirational people every week and bring it straight to you.
And just how do you plan on doing that? Magic. Motherfucker.
And now for the wizards themselves, David Amaya and Phil Arroyo.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back after our little Thanksgiving break. Hopefully we're not, but here we are. We had a pretty fun podcast this one for you. You know, after all the stuff that we've been going through, all the craziness, we had a little bit of a load off hanging out with our buddy, Lord Robbie. And he was a fellow comic and the comedy show just last night, actually. So it was really cool to get on and talk to him and just, you know, talk about all kinds of things that we're both into, that we're mutually, or all three of us are doing, Phil, myself, and him. So, yeah. How you doing, Phil?
You know, I am doing pretty good, and trust me, I am doing everything I can to get you outside of that Tron computer that you're stuck in currently. I don't know if anybody else noticed here, but the audio quality. He unfortunately was too radical, and the camera of my laptop actually scanned him into the Tron world. So until further notice, it's going to kind of sound like that. But luckily, we did record this episode before you got sucked into the Tron world because we thought ahead. And
but Tron world is tight, though. Tron, I have to say, on this end, Tron world is tight. Just so you guys know.
You know, you're not supposed to be on your cell phone and riding one of those bicycles. So
got it.
Yeah. Just let that out there. Like, the rules are kind of still the same all over the place. You know, click it or ticket. This is a really fun one. It was, cool dude. Super stoked to meet this guy. He has a lot of really interesting things going on, and it's crazy. It's almost like there's like a bizarro world of us kind of out there. You know, like finding like an alternate universe or some shit like that. Like same kindred spirits and whatnot going on. So it was a really cool experience. I hope everybody enjoys this one. And so if you guys want to check him out, you can. He's going to be playing at the Psychodelicates Magical Playtime on Friday, December 7th.
Badass.
It sounds incredibly badass, and that's at Studio 7 in Hollywood. So, look that up, and you can keep on listening to the rest of the show to find out exactly what that is, because it sounds pretty cool. And then, keep an eye out on Lord Robbie Kirkhuff. That is at Lord Robbie, LORD BLOBBIE. Spells it a little bit weird, so I figured we spell it out for him. And his SoundCloud, Gospel Swamp. That's one of my favorite names I've ever heard.
Gospel Swamp. Yeah, seriously, I'm all for it. I definitely can't wait to go out and check out the show, or check out any of the shows and some of the stand-up bits, because I didn't actually get a chance to see him do stand-up. He was on the panel the other night when I was at the Harp Inn doing that, I guess that's what he called it, like the panels stand-up or open mic night. It was really cool. Got to meet quite a few cool people. So
they got some good shit. They got some good local comedy nights at the Harp Inn over there. They're good people. I like them.
When are we going to get you over there too and get us both on camera and like embarrassing ourselves so that we could upload it to the show for everybody so that they can make fun of and harass us? Yeah,
well, I mean, as soon as we can, man. Apparently videos equals engagement, So if you guys are not following us on social media, that is at Let It Bleed Cast on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, you should go ahead and do that and check out the video that we made from this past Art in the Park on the 1-year anniversary, the Dells vs. Bells Fiesta in Hell.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I mean, and you guys will see for yourselves pure evidence of the recklessness and, just the foul play from the Del Taco side. Just a bunch of rowdy hooligans, those guys. They have no respect for the game, no sportsmanship, and, almost just wanted to quit, to be honest with you, but still pulled away by a point. And for a year, we have to live with this nonsense. It's pretty devastating.
Yeah, I know, it's rough, and I lost my my Wiener Schnitzel versus Wendy's baseball game the other day too, so it's been kind of a double whammy for me.
How are you gonna put
really
Wiener Schnitzel and Wendy's in the same category, bro? Like, not even. I mean, they're actually
okay. You know what? I started with Wiener Schnitzel, and then I went, oh shit! Like, name another hot dog fast food chain now, stupid. And I was like, oh shit, Wendy's.
Hot dog on a stick, bro.
hot dog and fuck you. Where were you in my brain 30 seconds ago?
Well, in the Tron world, we get to see these things that are very important
God
on a
damn it,
much
you were in the
different
Tron
scale.
world.
Well, anyways, yeah, so, I can't wait for you guys to check that out, get some good laughs. We've got a couple other cool things coming up. I'm going to be hosting the Santa's Ugly Sweatshop event that the Big Draw usually puts on. I'm doing a takeover with the Big Draw. It's going to be a fucking wild night full of dope-ass artists, both on stage and, out there just drawing and painting and out. So it's going to be a great night to come check it out at the Copper Door in Santa Ana on December 12th.
Awesome. And I'm pretty sure, I'm getting some kind of funkiness in some of the your audio coming in. I don't know if it's going to manifest in the actual recording, but if it does, let's just say sorry. I'm pretty, we heard all the important stuff, so.
Basically. So, without any further ado, I'm going to get back to doing cool shit in the Tron world, and I'm going to let you guys listen to the show. You already were told to subscribe to us, check us out, do all that stuff. Anything else you got, Phil?
No, not for me, not off the top of my head. I think we're chilling. You just can check me out at Phil Nobody Cares on Instagram and at Nobody Cares Phil on you know what? Flip that around. I fucked it up. That's okay. Nobody's gonna do it anymore.
Right, exactly. So, yeah, do that. Follow me at Hood Rat Stuff with 3 Fs, Psychedelic Lions Den. That's psychedelic_lions_den. And without any further ado, let's get into it with Lord Robbie.
All right, radical engage.
Let it bleed.
Perfectly fine. We'll let you know if anything's wrong, but basically if you just speak into the mic, you're good.
Tight.
As I saw that you have experience with microphones.
Yeah, I use microphones.
You stole the segue from it, but I like it.
Microphones, megaphones, it seems like.
All kinds of stuff.
Because, I just met you last night
at
the Harp Inn doing stand-up. But it was more like, what would you call what was going on yesterday?
Well, that show is they have a panel, I guess. They
panel?
have
okay,
heckler people that interviewed comedians and stuff and asked them stuff. And...
It was cool. It was interesting because I wasn't even gonna go out at all last night. I was just feeling like shit all day from a crazy fucking weekend. I had to.
Are we recording?
Yeah.
Okay.
We kind of just go right into.
No, that's what I figured, but I wanted to. I was like.
Yeah, and then we record the intro later, which.
Okay.
Is whatever, but it was kind of it's definitely been a weird weekend for me. A lot of crazy turn of events for me happened, where I was just having to do all this adulting in the last couple of days, getting you it's. I don't know. They say Mercury's in Gatorade again, but this time
Mercury's in Gatorade.
They
just won the Super Bowl.
You know what, man? Climate change. It's got to be that. Mercury keeps getting in retrograde. It didn't happen this often before.
Yeah, it wasn't. Before this president, Mercury was never in retrograde.
Seriously, though. Well, now that it's in Gatorade, it's it's been in Gatorade 20 times for the past year or so, but this time's the nastier kind of flavor.
Does it mean it's retrograde is when it's behind the sun? Is that what it is?
It's where whatever planet supposedly it is it falls back, it goes out of alignment. So I think it's Mercury this time. Sometimes it's Mars.
I think it's probably Mercury.
I think it was Gatorade Frost last time. That's what it was, the Gatorade. And this time it's one of those nasty jalapeno flavors that you sound ooh, I'll get that. And it's just fucking disgusting. Because
jalapeno is not always a great flavor.
Jalapeno flavored Gatorade?
Do you never?
Do they have that?
I'm pretty sure there has to be.
There has to be
there's
a
something
spicy.
There's
that. Spicy drinks.
Fuck? Yeah, there's something.
People make spicy drinks.
If it's not Gatorade, it's something else. But it's just been fucking disgusting. And I wasn't drinking for a while, and I decided to drink on Saturday night, and I got super fucking wasted and broke my phone, destroyed that shit, and then I had lost things that like I don't normally do, and I had to like deal with all of that and just like get it all done. So I was like,
because
exhausted.
Mercury's in Gatorade.
Yeah, I mean, I have to go with that being the logical answer for that.
Isn't it nice to just always have something that like
that you can blame on why your life is falling apart?
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, you know. It's like just flowing with sugary nonsense, and it's gross. And
so what I'm hearing is you made a bunch of bad decisions on Saturday.
Yeah.
Continue.
And but I mean, it's not like I always make bad decisions, but this time the world
specifically
just
on Saturdays.
Sometimes on Saturdays, usually it's Sundays, but yeah. And so I was tired. I didn't want to go out and V. You met her last night.
Yeah, I met her. Yeah,
okay,
I met her, yeah.
So because she was on the show before. She hosts other mics and such, and she knows
cool.
the people that you were you hosting it last night?
I was kind of like sitting there being a part of the panel because I like showed up and then I was like, oh man, I'm like number like 21 on the list. So I was like, can I just like be one of the people that sits on the microphone the whole time? And they're like,
okay.
Yeah, and they're like, yeah.
Oh man,
And then I was just pressing my keyboard the whole time.
Well, that made it really like official for me. So it was
to have just a tiny Casio keyboard.
It was just like this, like you kept hearing this.
Like,
and two things popped up.
I just play like notes every once in a while.
Every time I heard it, I want to either like go, well, this is a story all about how my life got flipped, because it sounded like the intro to that, or like Sublime's Garden Grove.
Yeah.
And
wow, they have a song called Garden Grove.
Yeah, and it's like I'm from Garden Grove, so it's totally my song.
Notoriously called Garbage Grove.
Yeah, it is.
You know, I don't mean to disparage your town like that.
Hey,
but
this song is disparaging well enough.
Garden Grove is as close to like a South Park town as you can get in Orange County.
Yeah,
it really is kind of just like that small town where like.
But it feels huge though.
Garden
Grove always feels like it never ends.
Yeah,
it feels like it's infinite.
I don't know.
At least to me,
it's those of us who aren't there all the time. It is one long strip.
Yeah, I guess so.
It is one long strip, and they do have it like broken apart into two parts. There's West Grove and East Grove. And
what's the difference?
So the West Grove is where like I guess you could say the wealthier people went. Like it's kind of like, you know, how like any other city is, like Costa Mesa or Huntington or wherever, where you have like the nicer parts, the nicer suburbs, and then the east side. Yeah, I mean, it's very nice. It's not as nice, but the thing about the Garden Grove is like it's such an old school. Like there are people in Garden Grove that have just never left Garden Grove. Like they don't have any interest in going anywhere else other than Garden Grove. They love Garden Grove. They're just Garden Grovers. Like they're just
Garden Grovers.
That's their life, you know.
I smell a Muppet spin-off.
Yeah, so it's basically like those people that stay there that are like, you know, it's a weird mix of like, you know, political preferences where you have those people who are just like, you know, just staunchly like conservative for no reason other than they're just like, you know, like the good old days sort of shit. And then you have like Vietnamese families that move into one house, like 4 or 5 families in one house.
It's very densely populated.
It's the most densely populated area. Like Westminster and Garden Grove are the most densely populated area of Vietnamese people outside of Vietnam.
Really? Oh yeah. Because there is little Saigon, right?
Yeah, hence the little Saigon, you know. And so it was never like for me, I mean, I grew up like all my friends were like Vietnamese, you know. It's like
that's crazy.
We had 2 full pages in the yearbook full of Nuins, and so it was like never a thing. And
I mean, even in Fountain Valley, it was like that.
Right.
Like I've got to imagine it's commonplace like everywhere. Like just at least in our experience growing up, like there was always, you know, 3 pages of New Wins in
Orange County, but not in the rest of the world, because like when my cousins would come from New Mexico or visit here, they would see like an Asian girl from a distance and they're like, oh my god, like they're just dying. I'm like, what, you think like that? Like
that's crazy.
That's just like one person. Like to them, they've never like it was like the weirdest thing for them. They never saw Asian people, and so it's like, yeah, this is like, you know, Garden Grove is a pretty good little mix of
growing up here, like you don't really meet a black person until you're like 22. So
yeah, there's always like a couple black people. Then you've got like a good 2 solid families of Samoans at every school. They're all friends. They all hang out with you.
I have a Samoan family next door to us.
Yeah, and you want to be friends with them because they're like the coolest people in the world, and they'll fucking defend you like at any cost. You know, if you want to get somebody wants to beat you up.
Yeah.
And then, you know, obviously like Hispanic people.
I had Mormon Samoans.
Yeah.
Are they usually Mormons?
They're most of the time.
No, I feel like are they?
Most of the time, I would say that they are Mormon. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
This is news to me. What are you talking about?
Every Samoan that I knew was at least they're Latter-day Saints. Yeah.
What?
I mean, and I'm not trying to generalize or be racist, but this was just the way it was in Garden Grove, at least with my schools.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I bet there's some history there.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure.
Did you go to Garden Grove High?
I did.
Cool.
Yeah, and that's how I knew V.
Oh, okay.
We went to school together, and we connected just recently, like a few months ago, or about a month or so ago, however long it was that she came on the show. And then, she came on, and she got me to start going to open mics, because this guy was the one who I had been, like, trying to go watch him, like, I was, like, trying to pressure him, like, go do some open mics,
So I usually hit the Anchor Bar a lot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I've been going to Anchor Bar, like, since it started.
there's so many
Oh, man,
places.
it's
it's so
crazy
crazy.
now.
Like,
Yeah.
it's
well, I mean, it's been pretty crazy for a long
Like
time.
no, it's like popping off. Like,
I mean,
there's so many people
I'm
there
so
all the
new
time.
to this world. I'm so
Yeah.
new to this, like,
There's
community
like a
of comics.
whole other like class of comedians that happened before what's happening like right now. And
Yeah.
there not a lot. There's like none that are around anymore. Like
It's interesting.
Evan is kind of like holding it down by doing the Anchor Bar thing.
Right.
And there's like a new crop of people like who are.
I've
people
only
are like,
done-
oh, how long have you been doing it? They're like, oh, I've been doing it for like a year or two. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, you guys are like little babies.
But they go to everything.
Yeah, they
like
go to everything.
every event that I've
But that's
gone
how
to
it
so
is because
far.
it's like in Orange County it's fun because it's like, there's usually maybe like one or two a night that you can hit,
Yeah.
and then they're usually okay, and you can usually get a handful of minutes at them, and then you're usually not waiting all night
Right.
to do it. And it's like in LA, it's like you'll be waiting till 1 a.m. to go up, and then it's like by the time it's like 1, you're like, I don't even want to be here anymore.
That's been
Like,
my case every
yeah.
time. Like, but it's kind of been a reliever for me because there's not as many people there. Like, and I mean, the first time I went up, I don't remember it at all. Like, I was like really hammered, and I just like gave a motivational speech apparently, and then I went up like 3 other times, and it was always the very end, so I felt a little bit more comfortable, But I definitely like. I'm surprised at the people that go constantly, and they're like, and you're right. It's like every night there's something going on.
It's just like what you do. You're like,
Yeah.
you don't play sports or
Right.
something. You like, I go and do stand up.
And it brings so many different types of people, like from so many different backgrounds. With the common, with the one common denominator is that they're all fucked up in the head. It's like everybody's got
some more than others,
Mhm.
for sure.
But you know what I mean? Like everybody's up there, and I love the honesty of it though. Like last night when you had the dude up there talking about openly, like how not to say that I'm condoning like fucking what's it called? Just adultery or anything of that nature. But it's just like the openness of this like guy just going up there and talking about this in front of like all these people. It's like it is like a necessity. It's like a
well, it's like
camaraderie
especially when you have. Normally when it's like you're an open mic, you're doing a few minutes and stuff, and you're just saying, you're like, I wrote these things. I'm going to try and say these things and see if they're funny. But like when it's like you have people sitting there, like they're able to go and like, you'll say something and be like, wait, I want to know more about that. Like go deeper into whatever that was.
That was cool.
And it's always fun to do that. I really like that format for an open mic.
So that's the format of the show. Like somebody is on up there, like a panel's up there with you, and they're asking you to like elaborate on stuff, like beyond.
They just ask you questions. They have they'll be like, "What's the weirdest thing somebody said to you in bed?" Or like, "What's."
There was a lot of talk about porn stars where I wanted to weigh in on my shit because I had like so much to say, and then like when I got it there, I was the last one literally.
This guy's always talking like there's not enough incest porn. There's not
there's
enough
not
like
enough.
stepdad.
I'll just go on. It's like
nieces,
pages of
babysitters, and
just.
stuff. There needs to be more.
There needs to be.
It's
more.
an underserved
We should
market.
start
Really.
We should start a campaign.
Like, seriously, that's a great topic for fucking comedy right there because it's true. There's just like why does everybody have to be fucking their daughter or like their sister? It's the weirdest fucking thing.
It is really weird. There's just a lot, and there's so much of it.
I think this went out.
Oh,
It's done.
It's okay.
sounds like your problem.
Yeah, I know. Here you go. I'm okay on that. But yeah, I mean, so you've been doing it for how many years?
Since like 2011.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, I took a comedy class.
Oh really?
Yeah, because
Where
in LA. I didn't I wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna go do stand up. Some like people were like, oh, you should try stand up. I'm like, okay, whatever. And then my sister's roommate at the time was like, this guy used to teaches a comedy class. You should go You should call him or whatever. I
Was it like a
Okay.
UCB thing, or was it like a
No,
like,
it was like
comedy
just
class,
this
like,
guy.
just one guy?
It was just one guy, like, you know, teaching people who don't know anything about stand-up comedy at all. Like, you know, we'd meet in like a little theater room, like a little black box theater room, and it's like taking a class.
Yeah, I've always wondered, like, what
stand-up-
do they actually talk about that? Like,
it was,
how do
it was
you...
like, you know, how to like write a premise and like what, you know, it was just like we start out and just be like, everybody write down things that are in your life. Just like write down, you're like, right, I go to the gym, and then you like, you know, you do like bubble,
Oh, okay.
kind of like it's like do kind of
Teaching.
bubble stuff. And
So
it's
essentially, it's a writing class.
it's like a writing class.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
It's basically a writing class, but also teaching you how to perform a little bit too.
Got it.
So and it's like makes it like a comfortable space to like learn how to do it.
Sure.
I guess because then it would be like, all right, we're in this person's living room now. Do stand up in this living room with all of us, even though you haven't done it anywhere at all before.
Yeah. And you didn't know anybody before you went and did it. You just like signed up.
I just went and did it. But like the people who were in it were great. It was
Yeah.
super fun. I'm still like friends with a lot of those people on Facebook, and
That actually sounds like a cool thing. Like, I can get into some shit like that. Like,
it was super fun. And it's like people go, oh, comedy classes, you have to. It's like it doesn't hurt to like know a little bit before you start something. Like
Sure.
if you're like, you know,
Yeah. See, I did like, you know, like 10 years of like obsessive, like watching so much comedy and listening to so much people
Yeah.
like talk about comedy and then like the theory of stuff like that and
Yeah,
reading
yeah.
books until finally I was like way too fucking overprepared to just get up
yeah,
and just
none of it matters
do the
unless
first
you
one.
do it.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Until you do it, and you're like, oh, none of that helped me at all. Like
Yeah.
none of like watching people like you're like, okay, they can be funny. I guess I can be funny too.
So, like, what inspired you to even want to consider that in the first place? Was it a particular comic or comics or like
No,
anything?
not really. People were just like, you should do it, and I was like, I never
They're just
even
like,
thought.
you're a funny guy.
Yeah, people were like, you're funny, so
Yeah,
you
how am I
you should
funny?
try it." I'm like,
How am I funny?
I get, yeah, how am I funny? I was just like, okay, I guess, and then I went and did it, and I just kept doing it because I liked it.
Are you from here originally or
Yeah,
LA?
I live grew up 2 blocks away.
Right on. Did you go to Huntington or?
No, I went to Calvary Chapel, Costa Mesa.
Oh shit!
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I almost wrestled there.
you did.
I-
They had a good wrestling program.
Yeah, so I started at the Team Thunder, the kids program.
Yeah, I did that and I hated it.
Really?
I went like one time and I was like, I don't want to do this.
How old are you?
I was maybe in like kindergarten
Okay,
or something like that.
but like, what?
I was
grade,
like, this is like too aggressive for me.
what grade did you? What year did you graduate?
07.
Oh shit! So
Yeah.
you like Nick Knowles? You
Yeah,
know?
I know Nick Knowles.
I used to be. He was like one of my first partners. Like when I first started
Oh,
wrestling
cool.
there, and I knew all those guys. And then like I used to wrestle with them, and like I had the choice to either go there or like go to Garden Grove still,
Yeah.
where no comparison in training or like
That's so
anything
funny.
like
We were
that.
so close to going to high school together.
Yeah, that is kind of funny.
man.
But
That's
it was
so
just
funny.
it was such a like I would have had to sacrifice like time and like a lot
It's
of
far.
money.
It's not
and-
super close.
And like just I mean I look back and I'm like I could have trained hard and done that route and like
Yeah.
you know obviously the training mattered because my friends who I started off with like really got there.
Uh-huh.
But then it's like but then I would have.
How far do you
so
go
much.
as like a wrestler?
Like you, as far like
If you go there, you're going to state.
So
lot-
you go there, you're going to state, and then,
and then
what?
if you go
then
to
you're
state,
going
you
to
can like, oh, it's good for you.
They're college
It's
wrestlers.
good. Yeah,
though.
you can be
They
a
went-
college. You can go to a college.
They got
and-
scholarships, which is really, really difficult in the sport of wrestling. Because, like, the Title IX shit, like, you know, like other sports, for instance, or even, like, football or baseball, like, if you're, you know, pretty good, you have a much higher chance of getting a scholarship, where there's just no money in wrestling. And, like, for instance, the junior college level, like, they had taken all the programs away from all the junior colleges. So it was like Santa Ana at the time was the only junior college in like Orange County.
Yeah.
Other than, well, Cerritos is not Orange County, but like those were like the only junior colleges around that still had programs. And so if you're not like wrestling at, you know, Division I level or like an actual university, you're doing that, you're going up against straight up men, like people that have just they went into the army and they're coming back.
You're
at,
just
like,
going a
24.
full-on adult.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
shit.
it doesn't even matter
That
how
sounds
good
scary.
you are. Yeah, you're going against like these people and like all
Even
of the,
wrestling somebody your own age is scary.
Yeah, because
I would
like
pay to see that.
It's
Yeah.
so
To
str-
see,
it's
like-
so
I was pretty like I was in Garden Grove for my weight class like all 4 years like I was like
Oh, no weight classes.
huh.
I said I would pay to see that, but like with no weight classes.
Oh, just like
Just
big guy-
completely
big guy fighting
uneven
the small-
fights. Yeah, full-grown adults
like,
just boxing.
weight matters a
14-year-olds.
lot.
Yeah. Even like 5 pounds matters, and
Yeah.
that's why they have those weight classes. But like I said, I was the guy for my school. But then you get to a certain level, and it doesn't matter because you're graduating and you're going, and you're just gonna have to like. And college is way different than high school too. Like you're just. When I got there, I'm like, I don't have to go to class. I don't have to do this stuff. And all of a sudden, it just seemed like all of this stuff that I neglected during high school because they wanted to be so good at wrestling was just more appealing to me, like partying and girls and
So the wrestlers at our school could do whatever they wanted.
Yeah,
They were like the quarterbacks of another school.
yeah, because
Like
their
they-
program was unstoppable.
Yeah, they could just do whatever they want.
But wasn't it pretty strict there though?
It was pretty strict, but they could get away with stuff.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I mean they were able to get away with more like sillier and goofier stuff.
Okay.
And I feel like
Is it like is Calvary Chapel? Is it a Catholic high school or like a Christian?
it's
high
a
school?
Christian high school.
Christian high school. Okay.
Yeah, Calvary Chapel is like the. What do I want to know? It's like almost like a franchise at this point. It's like a
that's
Christian.
the OG
okay.
one.
Yeah, it's the original one that Pastor
okay.
Chuck started.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Wait, there's one like down the street over here. in
Yeah,
Centerville.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
they're everywhere.
Yeah,
There's
okay,
Calvary
okay.
Chapels everywhere.
Gotcha.
And there's like different types of Calvary chapels, like different types of the same
It's
thing.
so weird. I don't know how it works. How they're all like.
Well, it's kind of just like
they're
they're
like
just-
Chick-fil-A's that don't serve chicken.
They're kind of like
yeah,
like,
off-brand churches that kind of follow the same. It's like a Christian Protestant, sort of.
I don't even know if it's Protestant. I feel like it's kind of like non.
No, I like referring to like Protestants as off-brand Christianity.
Yeah.
It's more like okay, so not Protestant, but it's not Catholic.
Yeah.
It's definitely not Catholic.
not Catholic.
Or
It's
off-brand.
super Christian.
Yeah,
it's like
yeah,
they're non-denominational though. They're
yeah.
like,
So it's more like
we had a high school play about the rapture. one of our high school plays was about the rapture.
Oh man! And then
I
Nick
mean,
Cage
And
made a
all the
movie
high
of it.
school plays always had like a biblical message and stuff at the end. How you
That-
should be Christian.
That's
There's-
just so weird, man. Because I went to
Yeah.
Catholic school as like a kid,
Yeah.
up until from like kindergarten to middle school,
Uh-huh.
and like, oh man, it's just weird. And some
It
of
is
like
weird.
the craziest people I ever met in my life, and still know like we're from there,
Yeah.
and like kept on going to Catholic school. I'm like, yo, you guys like.
the difference
You
for
fucked
me
up.
because I grew up in both. So I went to Catholic school from kindergarten to 6th grade,
Uh-huh.
but my dad was Christian. And so his family went to another church called Templo Calvario, which is like a Spanish Calvary Chapel in Santa
Yeah.
Ana. And I had actually gone
Spanish
to church.
church is a whole other thing.
Well, it wasn't in Spanish. That's just the name of the church.
Oh,
Like it was
okay,
an
okay.
English thing. But I went on my own because when I was younger, I was like really, really like into the youth group and stuff over here at this church called Westminster Christian Assembly, just down the street on Bouchard and Hazard. And so
Youth group was fun.
yeah, it was,
Youth group was chill.
and the difference was that like at Catholic school, like it was more of a mindless like routine of
Yeah.
going just because your parents wanted you to go, and it didn't matter because you didn't learn. I didn't learn anything there, like really. Like I went and I didn't learn anything at all. Like in fact, I was like, because I was actually into it, and I was like kind of schooling the teachers at the time there.
Yeah.
Whereas at the youth group, you kind of learned a lot, but then it was also during this like weird age where you're like, you're going through the puberty and you're like
Yeah.
attracted to girls. So that's kind of like the main reason why you're going still, because
That's
you
so
want to
fun.
like hook
Yeah,
up
yeah,
with
yeah.
girls there. And so it
Like there's girls there. There's not girls anywhere else I'm going.
yeah, exactly. There's girls there, and like, what else are you gonna do at like 12 or 13,
Yeah, yeah,
14
yeah.
years old? Like, you go there because that's where you get to meet these
Yeah,
girls.
nothing really bad happens. Like
No.
you go hang out at church and
Yeah.
and
And
you have a usually pretty fun time, I think.
yeah, for the most part, and
I wish there was like more art involved in like church. I feel
Yeah.
like there's not
And-
a lot.
yeah, it's just like with the smaller churches too. I felt like there was a lot more. At a certain point, it just became it kind of was like you can't do any art that's not that
It has to be Christian.
Yeah, it has to be Christian. Otherwise, it's just like
I
what's
guess
the
that's kind
point?
of true.
And
It's also it's so annoying. It's just like just make whatever you want.
right.
And if it has weird stuff with Jesus in it, so what? He's not gonna be mad. So many people have painted him.
Right, at least you're bringing
Like
Yeah,
this-
why
like-
can't Jesus hang out with Spider-Man? You know?
Yeah, Jesus hung out with everybody. Jesus liked everyone. So like
Yeah.
he's not gonna like you're like, whoa, that's some crazy
See, at
art
least
you
they,
made of me.
they tried. Catholic school was just like their chief export is like sadness. So it's like our fun our fun period was just like sitting quietly and making sure our hands were like above the waist and shit like that. Like
Yeah.
like art was not a thing. Right?
Well, that was like
Yeah.
the main difference
yeah,
between
I guess art's not a thing.
like Catholic churches. It was always a crucifix with like somebody
bleeding
dying,
Jesus.
bleeding, and
Yeah.
dying, and then like
In pain, suffering Jesus.
yeah, if you're
is
not
always
suffering and you're not in pain, then you're not doing it right. That's and I mean you could literally just go through the motions there too, like just I on autopilot just kneel.
No, man,
stare.
that's when I first like discovered what like going through the motions and like the kind of like that response thing that's from it, because there's this like we went to this I went to this Catholic retreat one time because in the confirmation, which is like the process that you go to be a full-fledged Catholic, like you had to go to go on like a Jesus retreat. So we went away for a week. I'm just like, yo, they run this like some straight up like, and I was like 15. So I'm like old enough to know like, oh, this is fucked up. This is like some, like not
cultish almost.
yeah,
Yeah,
cult
Jesus
like
retreats.
stuff where
You've
they
been on
like they
Jesus
don't let you like they don't let you eat and stuff like that. They like
Oh,
demand
what?
like they demand like absolute attention and like no talking and like people's like sit quietly and stuff like that. I'm like, what the fuck?
There's
And they
really
had this call and
controlling
response
kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they had this call and response thing. They were like, God is good all the time, and then the response is supposed to be like God is good or
So
something
it's like
like
they're
that.
militarily training you into like Catholicism.
And I
basically.
watch as people in mid conversation just unknowingly just did the response and stopped talking and were paying attention. I'm just like, what the fuck is this? This
Yeah.
place is fucking weird, y'all.
Interesting. I like
I
that you
am
noticed
done.
that happen. You're like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Excuse
creepy,
me,
man.
what's going on here?
I'm
Yeah.
like, this person just stopped talking to me to go do that. I'm like, yo, what? Hello? And then I'm like, everybody was doing it. I'm like, the fuck is this? This place is weird, but
Did
they
you-
they've got that
That's
science
so funny.
down. Man.
Did
That's
they
like
ever-
something that happens in a video game.
Did
You're
they
like,
ever
Yeah.
try to get you to speak in tongues when you were in church?
I don't know if anybody ever tried to get me to speak in. I feel like people speaking in tongues always makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And like even if I believe it, or whatever,
Right.
I'm
It
like,
should.
I'm like I believe you can do it, but it makes me feel weird.
It's the weirdest thing.
It makes me feel really weird.
to be
And
honest,
that you're just okay with doing it in front of a bunch of people.
to be
it's
honest,
like-
it was the experience.
It feels
that
like
took
people
me
are trying to
away.
get attention when they're
It
doing
kind
it.
of did.
It just feels like look at me,
but then you do it.
look at me, look at me.
That's really what they're saying. Yeah.
But then,
Look at me,
but then you,
that's it. Look at me.
yeah,
they're just like,
exactly.
and they're just like doing it, like,
I'm a scat man.
and you're like, what's God saying?
yeah.
It was
And
the
they're like, He loves you, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I know that already. And it's like,
it was the experience that kind of got me to get out of it because
yeah,
they were trying to do that, and there was one time where they were really adamant about like doing it, and there was a couple kids that were doing it, and in my mind I'm thinking like they're just doing this for the attention or to like show off that they have this power.
Yeah.
But then they wouldn't, like, they were all around me with their hands on me, like
Yeah.
trying to get me to do it, and I'm like sitting there in my mind really trying to like let the Holy Spirit speak through me,
yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And eventually
Holy Spirit works in mysterious ways.
it does, but I was trying to really like decide for myself, which I couldn't, like, I didn't know if it was out of frustration
Or am I doing it just
if am I doing this,
because-
but eventually, like, almost as if to just get them to stop doing it, I started blabbering, and I still to this day know what I said.
You know what you
and I
made
know
up.
what it was. I know what okay, so that's the thing. And then I was so like torn by this because at the time I was like, you know, really like, you know, I would go all the time. I was like a faithful, like, you know, youth follower,
Yeah,
and like
yeah.
I talked to my youth pastor about it, and I was like, you know, I just feel like I made that up, and I feel like it was a shameful thing that I did. And he's like, you didn't, you know, he's like, you didn't
That's
do
so
it.
crazy. It's
You
like,
know,
some,
and
it's like, this is how I feel about this thing.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, don't feel that way.
Yeah.
And you're like, you're wrong to even ask the question about why you're feeling that way.
yeah.
I don't know
And-
why you think you didn't make up Mama Say, Mama Sa, Mama Cru song.
Yeah.
But that was powerful for me.
Yeah.
That came from your mouth.
I think that's actually where that song came from.
Yeah.
They were speaking in tongues. They're like, write that down.
They
Brilliant.
were
Write that
Jehovah's
down.
Witnesses, so maybe there was some extra like gnarly shit in there.
That's
but
so
then you talk to other Christian churches and they're like, "Nah, we don't fuck with the whole speaking in tongues thing." And so I'm
Well,
like,
some people aren't as into like the Holy Spirit stuff.
"Yeah,
Some people are like all about it,
Mhm.
and then other people are like, I mean, the Holy Spirit's there, but he's not like who we came to see. You know, like,
Yeah.
He's like an
not-
opener.
Yeah, he's like the opener. Holy Spirit's the opener.
And the
They
Catholics are
warm you
like,
up for God.
the Catholics are like, we love Jesus, but we got to see Mary first. Come on, we got to go do that.
Where's Mary?
Where's
Well,
Mary? Where's the saints?
Well, is-
Bring out the saints.
Where's Mary?
Is God or Jesus the headliner?
They are one and the same.
Yeah, they are the same.
I think okay.
It's-
I would think God would
But
host.
you can
God would
see
be the host.
Jesus,
Holy
so
Spirit's the
you can
opener.
see Jesus. So I feel like Jesus,
and Jesus is headline.
he shows up a lot.
Okay, he's a drop in.
He's always there.
Okay,
They're all always there.
heaven's just like
They're all always
It's just like
there.
Caroline's, you know,
Yeah.
big ass
Could you
names just gonna
imagine
drop
if Jesus
in.
is like now headlining Jesus at Caroline's? Everyone's like, I gotta go see Jesus.
That
I
would
gotta
be
go
so great.
I gotta go see Jesus do stand up.
Yeah,
Jesus
a-
doing stand
yeah.
up tonight?
and that'd be great if it was just like the dirtiest fucking act and
And
it
it's
had
just
nothing
Jesus
to do with
like
it,
talking about.
or it's just like playing stuff. It's just
Wouldn't
like,
believe the whores I was hanging out with.
or it's just Jim,
Hey, I
it's
use,
just
I
Jim
use that to my
Gaffigan level
benefit all
like
the time.
observations
Yeah, of
about
course.
Pop Tarts and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
nothing profound at all.
I always use that
That'd
shit
be
to my
amazing.
benefit.
People are like, Jesus, why aren't you?
Why aren't you funny,
Why
man?
aren't
And
you
then
saying
everybody's-
what we want you to say?
He just like, I just feel like he would always just be like, looking at you like, really, dude? Come on. Like, not like really scolding you, but just kind of like, come on, man. Like, you could be funnier than that.
Yeah.
You
You
could
could
tell
also
that.
just be like, I know what you look like when you masturbate. I know what you look like when you masturbate. I know
Oh,
what
that
you
would
look
be
like when you
fucked up
masturbate.
if Jesus
I know
was
what
on
you look
roast
like when you
battles. Like
masturbate.
you had to fucking.
Oh
challenge
my
Jesus,
God,
and he
Jesus
sees
has the
you.
roast battler and be
all the
like,
time.
"Oh, really? You're gonna bring that up when you were like masturbating with the dog right next to you? Like you were gonna like
You made eye contact with the dog and you kept
you
going.
thought
Like,
of your
I saw it, and
sister
you're just
at
like,
this,
"Fuck."
but like,
Whoa!
You can't
so
win. Whatever happened to those
You
days
know
where
that
you
popped into
actually
your
like were worried about like going blind or fucking
I never worried about going.
I
blind.
not
never-
I was
blind,
like,
but
"There's
like
no way. It hasn't happened yet."
but it's like
Parents
those
always tell me
days,
stop masturbating so
told me
close
I
to the
was gonna
TV.
go
You're gonna go blind.
those days where you were worried about somebody looking down on you, and then now it's like, fuck, I'm like, I know that Apple's probably watching me through my phone, and I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm still fucking
Yeah, I
whacking
know,
that shit.
yeah,
like,
I guess.
I know they could probably hear my strokes, and they probably send me an ad right after that. Like, like, do you need extra lube? Like, here you go. It's just like, like they know they got you unlocked, ready to go.
Steve
for
Jobs works in
Amazon.
mysterious ways, you guys.
Yeah, I guess.
Maybe God was just like the precursor to Apple, so we got used to the idea of somebody watching us all the time, and so now that it's actually happening.
And how ironic that like
we just got used to it.
the technology, they're just like
I mean-
kind of keeping us from being able to have all of what we need so we could buy more shit. Like
Well, the body of Apple makes like more
The
sense.
body
than the
of
Christ.
Apple.
like the fucking wireless headphones, like they had those things that you could put on them so that you don't lose them, and
So
they're like,
annoying.
dude,
I-
this is like just straight disrespecting you at this point. Like,
I feel I kind of hated him at one point, but now I see people walking around with them. I'm like, that's kind of cool.
no,
I
without
like that. It looks like no cords, and you just got these little things.
I think that's cool, but then like they sell the cords to go with them, like
To,
as
like-
an extra thing, and it's
to hold
So-
your
so- so that you don't
the
lose
thing
them.
kind of like the thing you put on like your sunglasses, so your
Yeah.
sunglasses don't fall off while you're jet skiing.
yeah, so you don't,
Yeah.
Except
I
for
hate
head.
that. I
Except
hate
for I don't want that. My dad loves those.
those
He-
80s fucking things
Oh,
with
he
the
loves
colors.
having
yeah.
no, just the thing that like you hang your sunglasses
Yeah.
hang off your.
Oh, so
But
not
they used to have the cool colors for those
But for-
big reflector ones
not
from
the
the
neon
80s, the
ones,
ski
yeah.
snowboarder ones.
where you
Yeah.
had those rainbow what do you call them, like the lenses
Baseball
in there.
lenses.
The Macho Man Randy
Those,
Savage
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Open
You know?
things. Yeah, they were
Those are awesome.
hideous.
If you're
God,
yeah, but
these-
if you're in the '80s and somebody's like, "Hey, do you want to wear these?" You're like, "Absolutely,
Hell
I mean,
yeah.
absolutely." I
I'm
wanna
not gonna
wear
lie and
those.
say they haven't made it come back to like festivals and shit.
No,
I've seen
and
them.
now
Oh,
it's
yeah.
dope because people are. It's like
People
it's
like
kind of
whatever
ironic in the way it's
crazy
coming in.
stuff you have,
Yeah.
give it to me.
Yeah.
They're like the crazier the better, and you can't be too crazy.
No, you can't. Like
It's
no,
almost impossible to be too crazy. Now.
everything's basic now. Like I mean, like everything. Like you think about like drugs and all this shit. Like cocaine is the fucking new weed. Like, it's definitely
Cocaine's the new weed.
Yeah, everybody does cocaine. Like, I don't think that you realize like how many fucking
I know
young
a lot of
like,
people
it's
do
so
cocaine.
casual. It's so basic. It's like it's.
But that's
Oh,
the
like,
eight-
are you talking
that's
about
the
like
80s
in like
revival.
the festival scene or just like in general?
I'm talking about in general in life. Like, people aren't even doing it like to get fucked up. They're just doing it like
'Cause they're
I bet you
addicted
like
to cocaine.
teachers and like stuff are like they're just doing it out of
You know
necessity.
teachers who are doing cocaine?
Yeah, dude.
Why
Like,
do so
they're
many people
teachers
do
our age.
cocaine?
Like, these people are fucking doing cocaine. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to throw anybody's names out there, but they're definitely like people.
Mr. Matthews is never tired in the morning. I don't-
He's like, you think that coffee's still working for him?
Yeah,
Fuck
yeah.
that. You know, but it's like, you just follow the meme trends and like everybody's just shamelessly like, kids are wearing fucking spoons around their necks now.
That's
everywhere
true.
they go.
I know somebody who has a spoon tied into one of their dreadlocks.
Yeah,
and
like-
then it's like,
Yo, that's fucking sick.
and it's
Oh,
like
shit.
it's like a little like magical like there's like
Yeah, they have
copper and like little crystals
fucking
tied
crystals
to,
to
it.
pure
and
the blow.
Keep
or
the
your
fentanyl
ketamine
out
of
of
it.
it. Yeah, that's my ketamine spoon.
Yeah.
And it's like, I feel like more people do
Like, oh,
ketamine
shit,
than
the
cocaine.
cops.
Well,
Give
that's
me
what
some
my
scissors.
part of one of the jokes that I was saying is like, like cocaine is so casual that it's basic. All the cool kids are doing ketamine,
yeah.
and by cool kids I mean 25 to 50-year-olds at music festivals.
It's crazy. It's really crazy how much people do. You can't go to a festival now and there not be ketamine at it.
Yeah, and
Like,
that's a resurgence too, because that was like
which is
popular
really my target
in-
market for my music, as I'm just making stuff that people.
Yes, as I listen
the
to-
last festival I was at, I was doing stuff, and this guy was just like, "Do you mind if I just sit here and do my ketamine?" And he was like, "Go ahead." He like sat in a kiddie pool, just like, just got so gacked out on ketamine. I was like, "Oh my god!" He was like,
I know what that's
"It was
like.
amazing."
And your music totally is like that. I mean, I've only listened to like a couple things that you put out, but is all of your music just done with microphones and like effects, or
So the stuff the thing that I've been using lately is a thing called the pipe, and it's a vocal effects.
Well, I've been using it
synthesizer.
every day since like 2000.
Yeah, the pipe. The guy who makes it like if you post a video, he'll be like, "Oh, I see Jeremy's been smoking the pipe a lot." And, but he's like this crazy Russian man who like makes synthesizers, and they're awesome. And so he like was like one day, was like, "I need to have something where I can make my voice sound like a synthesizer," and he just made it. And then I saw a video of it, and I was like, "I need that."
it's
That's
so
crazy.
I
dope.
was like, "I need that thing."
Yeah, you don't need like the top of the line synthesizers anymore either. It's cool because you
You can
find
make it
something
out of anything.
Yeah.
People are making music out of literally like cheap stuff.
Yeah, like you could
and
go
it
to
can sound really good.
Exactly. It's the beauty of what we're doing now, like with technology, because you can. All these producers, like when they DJ, they get up there and you see DJs and they're playing that. But when they're producing,
Nobody
the
should be
music,
doing that anymore.
Well,
Maybe
live,
they should be.
No, but live, you're right.
Everybody should
at
be
least-
making live techno.
There should be or some sort of
Or
Like adding that into it, that's like it's taking that to the next level.
Add something to
It's
it.
like,
If you're just gonna I'm really unless you're like spinning like vinyl or something.
Right.
Because at least with vinyl, you're like, okay, I'm going through and I'm picking this song. I feel like
there's
a
more.
lot-
It's more deliberate.
Yeah, it's more. There's more like thought that goes into it than like I have any song that I want to play,
and you have to actually switch them out.
yeah,
and
you have to
fucking
pick it,
do
and you know
that.
where it is, and you gotta find it, and
Right. And then there's people that still like live mix, which there's a lot of argument with DJs where it's like if you're not live mixing, then you're not DJing, as opposed to the people that just come up and they press a button.
Do
press
people like come with like pre-recorded mixes?
play.
that
Yeah,
they play?
all the
No.
time. All the time.
No.
And that's what's sad. Like, I mean, and when you
We should be allowed to do that and have people pay.
Right. Well, I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to speak for them because I am
Should
not
be
one.
using this Tron exhaust pipe here.
That's what it is.
This thing is sick, man.
One guy calls it the kazoo of the gods.
I like it. It
Oh,
looks
So,
like
an electric kazoo.
You
is kinda
should
like
bring
what it
that to
is.
the next kazoo.
it's like a
mountain
Nintendo
jam.
Power Glove and
I-
shit. I
Yeah,
like that.
but for your mouth.
Is
Nintendo
that the
Power.
tagline? I like that.
But a Nintendo Power Pipe is like is what it is, and you can just make crazy noises with it. And It's
Yeah.
super fun to use, and so I got it in like May.
How much does that thing run?
It's like $640, but I was the first person in the world that he sent one to.
What?
So I was like, because I saw the video of it, and I like messaged him. I was like, "Yo, it's been like 3 months. You said this thing was gonna be ready in 3 months. If you send it to me early, I'll make some videos and stuff with it." And he's like, "Okay, if you like make videos and stuff with it, we'll send it to you." And like 3 days went by, and then I was out in the desert for.
You're like, I should start a YouTube channel.
I should start a YouTube channel. I literally started a YouTube channel just because of this.
No
thing.
shit, really?
Yeah, for real.
I was watching some video on the way over here from that. But what was the desert thing you were at?
It was a little retreat we do for a festival my friends throw called Big Fire, and it's like a camping comedy festival. It's just like improv and comedy, and there's like DJs and stuff.
What?
In the Mojave or?
Yeah, in the Mojave.
I wonder if is it at Jackson Tree?
I don't know. We just like do it. We've kind of just done it wherever we can. And
it's so crazy.
It's super fun though. The first year was in Ojai. They did it in Ojai. The second year was in Santa Clarita Mountains, like in this like it was like raining and stuff, and that was pretty crazy. And then the third year was in Hellendale, and it was like the worst desert ever. But it's like it was really nice. It was like just barren like plants that are like have like little spinies and stuff all over. But then like everything was like spread super far apart, and it was super hot. And so we're like, okay, next year's got to be.
Where's Hellendale?
It's like past Victorville, probably like half an hour past Victorville. Maybe.
Okay, so in that general
yeah,
area.
And then the next year it was like, I don't know, a handful of miles, like, you know, maybe like 30, 40 minutes away from there. And then everything was a lot closer together, and it was like, and so we were out there like preparing like to get the area ready, like setting some stuff up. And I was like, I need to make this video. I need to make a video and send it to Vlad to let him know, because he's probably like, who's this guy?
Yeah.
He messaging me saying, send me this thing first before everybody else.
Yeah.
And so I was like,
Is that actually his name, or is
his
that
name's
just how you
Vlad.
casually?
No, his name is Vlad.
Don't get the ideas over here. He's not colluding with
His name is Vlad. His name is Vlad.
I was like, man, this guy's like, it's like so Jose or whatever.
No.
Yeah, it's so cliche.
Vlad as a Russian, it's crazy. He's super awesome. And so I like made a video with my megaphone. I have an auto-tune megaphone that I use, and I was just like in the desert looking all crazy. I was like, Vlad, send me the pipe, send it to me. I'm gonna attach it to my megaphone, and I'm gonna do a bunch of crazy stuff with it. I don't know what's gonna happen, but it's gonna be weird. Send it to me.
Nice.
And then like it was like a 30-second video, and I like sent it to him. He's like, okay, you're definitely crazy enough to be the first person to like get the pipe, whatever. So I was like, okay, cool. Like send me, like when you send it, send like a note with like your intentions and like hopes and dreams for what the pipe can do.
Right.
And then
That's like word for word what I said when I lost my virginity.
And then what else did I say? And then like, can you sign it? And can you
He
sign
also
it?
said that.
Yeah, I was like, can you sign my dick? And can you sign it, and can you include "From Russia with Love" when you send it?
Yes.
So he sent like, I have like a video of me getting the pipe and like opening it up, and like it's like a Jumanji video where I like hear the pipe happening, and I'm like, what the heck is that? And I go to my front door, I open it up, and it like stops. The music stops.
I love that.
But it was just like pipe noises, just a bunch of crazy pipe noises.
Do you use it in any of your comedy bits?
I've been trying to. Like, I haven't exactly used it. Anyway, let me finish my thought real quick. What was it? Whose dog is that? What's the name of that dog?
Shit. That's a good question. That's a new one.
What's a new dog?
They're always barking.
Dang, I was talking about... Oh yeah, and they sent it to me, and then I got it, and then I've just been using it ever since. And so I've just been like obsessed with it. Like I try and do it every day.
And so wait, how long ago was that you got it?
May, like the first week of May.
Damn, you've been on a good run with it.
Yeah,
then.
so I've been using it a lot. Like basically anywhere I can go and use it, I've been trying to use it.
Because it's still going to be cool. Nobody
It's-
has it.
nobody
Nobody's
has
seen
it.
it or anything
No,
like
and
that.
like even if somebody else does it, I'd be like, tight.
Yeah, right. Like fuck
Cool,
yeah,
I'm
the
glad
party just
somebody
got
else
better.
Yeah. Quite. We have 2 pipes now.
Right, and
We
then
have 2 pipes at this party.
'Cause
There's
it look-
2 pipes at a party.
so do you play any other instruments or anything outside from that?
Like a drum machine. Like I mess around with like
But you produced 100% all of that music that I was listening to.
that first song that I sent you was all I sampled some pipe stuff into a drum machine, and then I used those noises as drums and
That's
stuff.
fucking cool.
And then all the loops and then I just live record it. Like I don't have like a DAW that I use and like put it in and like, okay, I'm gonna have this part comes in and that part. It's like, no, I just have all these tracks going and then I just make them happen as it.
I'm so primitive when it comes to music because I've like written music, I've even produced music, but like I don't really do any of the engineering aspects whatsoever. And like
that's
all
the
of
part
my
that's
friends,
like
all
hard.
my friends are producers, DJs, and they all like kick ass and they all like have a very unique style. Like I have a lot of friends in the very experimental bass scene, and like you know, in the beginning, like I wasn't really a big dubstep fan, but then like this thing that they got going on is super like when you're there and you're experiencing it with the right speakers and such, and the community's like fucking same on par with like the community.
But when somebody puts it on in a car,
it's like
a little bit different.
Well, and even then now I'm more used to it because like I kind of know what I'm like, you know, listening for. Whereas like the other just like that stuff was like, no, not my thing. This is like really, really experimental and smart. It's like musicians, like, you know, when you got guitar players playing for guitar players, like sort of thing, like that's what this is. Like these guys are producers playing for other producers, but it does throw, like there is a beat to it, they throw down, and like I wish that I kind of was more savvy with that, but it's like a whole new, like I'm already involved,
it's a whole other thing.
I'm already involved in so many fucking things that I need to focus. Like getting involved in that would just take away like all my other like I want to support my friends, I want to go and do that, but making music live like with stuff like that is fucking
well, that's why
awesome.
I like having the pipe and like a looper and stuff, because like it almost really doesn't matter whether it's gonna sound weird and kind of cool, and then there's just like drums and you just like the beat of anything anymore doesn't really matter. Like you just like, as long as there's a drum and a clap and a snare, people are like, yeah, this is a beat. And then
true. Yeah, I mean, you got people doing the loopers like with just everything with their voice too. You know, like I'm gonna go see Mark Rabier on the 7th. I don't know if you know who he is.
Who is it?
So Mark, I think that's how you say his last name, Rabier. This guy's fucking dope. Check him out on YouTube. He's like another Reggie Watts, except he's like on Reggie Watts on coke, I'd say. Like where he's like, I don't know. I kind of think it's a little bit more overtly funny because Reggie's comedy is kind of like drier for sure. I love his talent is amazing. But this guy's like, you know, really just like more like dancey, kind of like stupid juvenile shit, and it's same shit, like loop just with his voice.
Yeah,
like,
looping's super fun.
You know, like a little bit of the synth and whatever sounds, but he puts on a great show with the crowd, you know, and I'm gonna go check him out on the 7th in LA. So
we just did a show in at the Church of Fun with Matthew Silver. Do you know who Matthew Silver is?
Oh shit, yeah, I know who that is.
He's like that crazy guy in New York.
Yeah.
Who's like, love is it. He like looks
giant hair.
Yeah.
He was there.
Like,
he was there.
Just a like banana hammock on.
Yeah. So
what's the Church of Fun though? You mentioned that last night.
Church of Fun is a like an art DIY music venue, art space.
Where located?
In LA, like I don't know, in Vermont, like in the Vermont Virgil Village area,
like Silver Lake area.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty much where I'm going to be going to see Mark. But like, I'd be down to go check that out because that sounds fucking rad.
That sounds like a jam.
Yeah. It's super cool. It was like a variety show. So there's like a bunch of clowns, and the guy who's hosting it, he does like a bunch of like levitating stuff.
Shit.
He does like, he dresses like a guy. He's like a goofy, like kind of like magician levitator guy.
Never taking it too seriously.
No, he's like, he's just trying to have fun.
Yeah,
he's just trying to have a good time.
That's what it's all about.
And so it was this whole show, and he revealed like Matthew Silver, like, and he was like in a cage, and like and so and then he like takes his cage off him. He's just naked, and he's just like playing with his dick in front of everybody, and like showed everybody his asshole. And
the way that you said it sounds like he like deliberately like was like, hey guys, here it is, and was like going through like the details.
Oh yeah, it was like bending over and spreading it.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't just like, hey, look at that. It was like talking with his butt.
Is that okay?
Yeah, he's very Ace Ventura.
Is that how he gave like the homily for?
I don't really know. I kind of like walked out a little bit because I was like, this is a lot for me right now.
Yeah, that seems like a bit much.
And I was on Next, or was I on Next? Or no, I was on a little bit later, but
How do you follow the like live talking butthole?
It was fun. Him and then like 3 other people were dancing naked during my set.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
they were like,
How the hell do you compete with that?
I don't know. It's just by getting more people.
I think
naked.
you win if you're throwing a set and you got people dancing naked to your set.
Yeah,
Like, it
yeah.
doesn't matter who it is.
And I have
you
my
win.
buddy Donnie drumming with me too. So
Oh, okay.
I've been trying to kind of have it be like my looper, drum machine, pipe, and then I use auto tune as well. All like as one thing for like comedy and music stuff, but it ends up just being like kind of chaos craziness.
And it's just
I
called
dig
Blobby?
that.
Is that what you call yourself? Or is it...
Yeah, I guess when I do that, I guess I go by Lord Blobby.
Lord Blobby.
For it.
That's really funny because we used to get fucked up on K, and we
Yeah.
used to just sit in this room while my friend would do these projector things, and
Yeah.
he had it set up where like these clouds, these images of clouds would go,
Yeah.
and we made up our own entity called the Blob,
The
and we're like the
Blob.
Blob.
The Blob. Everybody can be part of the Blob.
Yeah, the Blob was just like the Blob commands this. And
Yes.
it was like it's like the parts where the music's like, and we're like, oh, the Blob is mad.
Oh my God.
Like, the Blob. So that's really funny.
That's
that you
amazing.
say that.
I like that a lot.
Oh man, good old ketamine.
That's so funny.
Oh.
Yeah, but the church is crazy. There's always cool shows and stuff going on there. And then yeah, it was fun. So I've been trying to get all those things. I'll do like I can like change the voice to really high and really low on the looper machine, and I've been kind of like doing a little bit of stand up and stuff with it, and
Yeah,
I've only been able to do it like a handful of times, so it's like it's hard. I need an easier way to bring all my setup at once instead of like all the boxes that came in.
Oh shit! So it's like
Yeah, that sounds like it's difficult to like get, just kind of like hooked up and routed and everything like that.
Yeah, but I mean, luckily a lot of my friends need like sound stuff and parties and stuff, and I have like a PA and
Okay.
and like mixer and everything, so I just show up and then I can just do whatever I want.
That's dope.
And then that's
Get a little built-in audience there. I like
sounds
that.
like
Yeah.
you gotta come sign up for an Art in the Park set one day.
yeah,
and
you were
come
telling me about it, and I was
Yeah,
like,
I
that
think
sounds
that'd
like
be dope.
that sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah,
And
I'm
I like to
get
try and
one.
have anybody involved. So
Yeah.
like I saw you were playing guitar. Like I would loop like your guitar. And, like,
Oh,
I'd
you saw?
have-
So you saw some of the
Yeah,
videos
yeah, it
from
was cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to get more like bands and other things out there like that because we have
Yeah.
like no shortage of DJs
Yeah, yeah.
whatsoever. But then getting
we have a few great bands and stuff that should definitely come.
yeah, the more the merrier,
Yeah.
And I'm actually doing a show on the 12th of this month. But I mean, that one's unfortunately full. But these sort of things are not foreign to me at all, and like I'm starting to do more organizing of them, and it sounds like your community is very similar to the community I belong to, especially
Yeah.
with the desert parties,
Yeah.
which
Yeah,
are going to
that's
be
so
more
crazy
frequent.
to like see somebody who's like doing some like real similar
Yeah.
shit. We're just like, all right, fuck
Yeah. No, it's like there's I mean, if you guys want, there's a bike ride that happens, and the all the people I know in LA or like the community that I'm involved in, they like are together because of bike riding. So they'd all like make like crazy freak bikes and like do like tall bike jousting and like just go and
Whoa.
and just like trash around.
Kind of reminds me of like the Tour de Fat.
Yeah,
that I did that one year. That was fucking rad.
It's just like party
Right.
bike ride. So there's one happening on the 14th, and it's called what is it? It's like the Christmas the All City Toy Ride. So it's like you go and you like donate a toy to some kids for Christmas and stuff, and then go on this bike ride. And there's like you go to like a lot of it's
Is
like
it
in
sketch
parks.
though? Like, is
no,
it
no,
like
no.
people? Because like I mean, not in terms.
I mean,
of
there's always a certain amount of sketch to LA
the riding
nighttime
in LA.
big
Because I
bike
just
ride.
started riding a fixie, and like I'm scared shit. I used to ride mountain bikes all the time,
Yeah.
but I'm like scared shitless on being on the road like with people that are bombing shit.
No, they're not like it's like a party ride. So it's like you're going from one place to it. You're going from like another park to another park, or
Got
like
it.
another like underpass thing to like another.
Dude, I'm down.
Yeah,
I'm down to check
and that's
it out.
happening on I think Friday the 14th, the All City Toy Ride. It's for like a good cause and stuff.
Yeah.
And usually on those bike rides, I'll bring like my auto-tune megaphone,
Nice.
and I'll be like yelling at people while like on bike rides. But like I have it now, so I can hook the pipe up to my megaphone, with like using the the auto tune to go through the pipe and do a bunch of be super loud.
That's fucking rad.
Yeah, it's pretty loud when it's hooked up to it.
I'm super
That's
stoked
cool,
to get
man.
that shit going. Now that we're coming down to some time here to the end of our time right now, do you have anything that else other than the bike ride that you want to promote? Any other like stand up comedy bits that you got coming on or
Let me
anything
see
like that?
something real quick. I have a
Go ahead and do that because I got it.
Cool. I have a show on the 7th. I need to open it up. It's a variety show. What is it called? It's called like psychedelic something. I just met like a psychedelic clown, and she was like, "Come be at that show the other night."
What?
And she was like,
Actually, no. Wait, I take that back. I know some psychedelic clowns. I know some crazy.
she was like, "Come be part of the show." I was like, "Okay."
That's cool, man. Actually, I was just hanging out with my buddy Richie yesterday. He's a barber and like I don't know, just like personality, and he is also a clown, but he's never not a clown because he like just tattooed his whole face up.
Oh
So
my
it's-
god.
Yeah, so his whole face is like blue with like a red nose and stuff like that, and he cuts his hair all crazy like a clown's. He's got these eyebrow implants, and he's a like cartoon character. Like
Yeah.
that. So I'm like, okay,
What's
let's
his
make
name?
a little more sense. Richie the barber.
Richie the barber. Not sure if maybe I feel like maybe.
Yeah, you can Google him. You can find his music, his whatever, all of his YouTube videos and stuff like that.
Okay, here this is what it's called. It's called Psychodelicate's Magical Playtime.
Psychodelicates.
Magical Playtime. Friday, December 7th, 8 p.m. At what is it? Studio 7, I think, in Santa Monica, or
Okay.
like in Hollywood. The address is 6448 Santa Monica Boulevard
Oh, in Hollywood. Okay.
in
yeah.
Hollywood.
Yeah.
But Psychodelicate's Magical Playtime. It's gonna be like a variety show thing.
And you've
I
also-
love that name. That's dope.
You mentioned to me yesterday that you're going to be launching your own podcast like come this Sunday, right?
Oh yeah. I'm gonna record the first podcast
Right,
where
okay.
we like talk about dreams and just like have people come on and just whatever weird stuff comes up with dreams, and
I
like
dig that.
I'll ask people to like write down their dreams for like a week or something like that if they want to. They don't have to.
Oh, it's cool.
I've got
And
a
the-
lot of interesting shit to go on.
Yeah,
for
it's
sure.
like you bring up dreams to anybody and they have
Right.
at least 5 to 10 minutes of stuff to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
Somehow, and then because we have a bunch of artist friends and stuff, I'm gonna have them sit around and like draw or paint
Oh, that's dope.
whatever we talk about. If like, ooh, I could draw that, like,
Dude, I like
and then
that.
at the end, it'd be like, was this your thing? And we'll probably end up doing some like green screen stuff because my friends do a bunch of like weird green screen art stuff. And
There's somebody that does
That's
everything.
cool,
yeah,
That's
yeah.
great.
I love
There's
that.
literally like anything that you need. Somebody like our group has like somebody that
We can make our own.
almost somebody. It's like we have an entire art department.
Yeah.
Basically,
Essentially, it's just
like,
about getting people together.
It's getting
and
them
kind of,
together. Like,
having
I
some
need this
sort of-
person to do that. And I need this.
Oh yeah,
person
we don't
to
have
that.
any like lawyers or accountants. So
Yeah,
we got
that's what we need.
shitloads of artists.
Yeah, we need more lawyers and accountants.
Yeah.
That's what we need.
I mean, to at least make it
doctors.
legal. And,
To at least
you know.
make it legal.
Yeah.
Well, right on, man. Thanks
Yeah.
for fucking coming on the show. I mean,
What's the name of that podcast?
Yeah.
I don't know the name of it.
You don't have a name down yet.
You
let us know,
I
we'll
was
blast
gonna
it out.
call it In Your Dreams, but there's literally another dream podcast that a comedian did called In Your Dreams.
I feel
Oh,
that that's
son of
going to
a
be
bitch.
really hard. Like just the other day, making up an Instagram thing. Like you would think, like okay, like it's so hard to come up with a username because
Yeah.
like they're all fucking taken.
But they also only made like 10 episodes, and
Yeah.
it was like a while ago.
Right.
So
Mm.
well,
would we get in
yeah.
trouble
Yeah.
for having like
Manifest Destiny.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
we're just me In Your Dreams too.
Just go until you get a cease and desist. Until
Yeah,
they tell
right.
you like you need to change it and just throw like an apostrophe or like a something else at the end of it. I mean, I'm sure there's other people that have our title too, which
That's
is
what we did with like Brochella.
oh
There was a festival in LA called Brochella,
Mhm.
and Coachella was like, you can't do that.
yeah, they did
And
that
they're
for
like for Hoodchella too. They
no
did it.
cello. They've
Yeah.
done it for.
It's like
all
you
of
guys
them.
own the word cella.
Yeah.
Is that what this is?
Basically.
Shit, I'm
You-
actually wearing the mustard in a bottle
Yeah,
shirt.
they
that
had
we
some-
decided not to
instead of
rename
lightning in a bottle,
because
they-
instead of lightning in a bottle, it was that. We're like, oh wait, no, we can't do mustard in a bottle anymore.
I don't think that's like. I think you can get away with that though. I think you could say that
It's
it's
what
just
was
a
parody law. There's got to be some sort of parody law, right?
No, actually, I think it doesn't apply to this. It's like there can't be like a monetary or financial incentive in there. It has to be like educational or
Just for fun.
yeah, or fuck, what was it? Man, it's been a long time since I took a fucking like communications law class, but like there's like a bunch of stuff for that.
Yeah.
And I think it doesn't technically fall in because you're making money off of something somebody else built, like a name recognition.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you're kind of latching onto their.
Yeah, that's why it doesn't fall in that. Which is
as long as if there's multiples of something that you're releasing, or if it's making you money, then people don't they don't like that. That's the thing that's shitty. So
Yeah, I guess that's true, huh?
But yeah. Well, anyways, yeah. So we got plenty of things to come up. We got you guys. We need everybody to go and subscribe to the Let It Bleed podcast.
That's
because
right.
we took a break over Thanksgiving. Hope everybody had a fucking killer time eating and getting fat and, just breaking their phones and having to get new credit cards like me and all that other stupid shit.
Oh, man.
But,
really specific.
Yeah, exactly. We
talk
hope
about
that
it?
you guys had a good little break. We need you to go out and tell everybody else to subscribe to the podcast and
Tell your mama, like I know it's a little bit late, but go back to that, that family member that you had a big old fight with, like, your MAGA uncle or something like that.
recommend an episode.
And then, just show him this, be like, look, I think this is going to be the perfect thing that can heal the divide, like, between us. Like, if you want to understand me better, and then just send him, like, the most fucked up one that we've done.
Listen to this. No, listen to this one. Follow Lord Blobby on Instagram.
There you go.
And your life will be better.
I completely agree.
I don't disagree. I think that we've covered all the bases here today.
Yeah, Lord Blobby, subscribe to this show, subscribe to the Dream Podcast, which we will blast out once it's there, and make sure that you subscribe to us on all of our social media at Let It Bleed Cast on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Yeah, and Lord Blobby on Instagram. Did you already give that plug?
Yeah, on Instagram.
Wait, how do you spell Lord Blobby?
Lord, and then Blobby is Blobbie, and Gospel Swamp is my SoundCloud.
That's fucking actually pretty dope.
If you want-
That's a dope ass name. I
Gospel
like.
Swamp.
It's like that Nerf gun drive by that Pee Wee came
I
up
like
with.
that.
But
Nerf gun drive-by.
That's what
Yeah.
they came up with, like
That's right.
But Gospel Swamp
Yeah,
is
Gospel
fucking
Swamp
killer.
is like what the stuff I put out, I guess, or whatever.
That's like it's an actual genre, or you actually came up with it?
Well, it's just like pipe music stuff. So it's like music with the pipe.
I'm with it.
And
It's
weird,
fucking cool.
Weird stuff where I like talk over and like talking to you over like, weird pipes. And I made a weird video for that on my YouTube page too. If you want to go, Lord Blobby on my.
I'll be
YouTube
chucking
page.
more of it out for sure, and we'll be
Yeah.
posting the links for all of that. And you guys could always follow me at Hoodrat Stuff with 3 Fs, or follow the Psychedelic Lions Den. That's psychedelic_lions_den. Check out the big draw, which is gonna be Santa's fucking what's it called? Santa's Ugly Sweatshop. The event I'm throwing on the 12th at the Copper Door in Santa Ana. And then we're doing Art in the Park on the 3rd Sunday of this month. I don't know the exact date to that. Look it up, figure it out, and it's going to kick ass again. Also, watch the video that Phil did for us of Taco Bell versus Del Taco.
Just posted that up, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be, if you want a good laugh and you want to see people get rocked, go watch the video.
The 3rd Sunday of the month is the 16th.
There we go,
Yeah.
16th. So it looks like we'll be doing it on the 16th. Come out and join the fun.
Yeah, check that out. You can. I'll post it, of course, on my Twitter at Phil Nobody Cares, or on Instagram at Nobody Cares Phil.
Yep.
And
I like those Instagram.
Thank you.
titles.
Thank you.
I like
It's very
that.
cohesive, right?
Yeah. Nobody cares.
Well,
Yeah.
Nobody Cares Phil was already taken on Twitter, and I was like, fuck. So I just flipped it around. Like, okay,
Yeah.
that works until I can find a way to, like, murder the person who has it.
Right.
Who's explicitly said, no, I won't give it to you. Not
Especially
even
when they're not
$50.
even using it for something like this, when they're just like for me, for another Instagram thing.
I think it was, like, petty, like, about, like, an ex-boyfriend or some shit.
yeah. And
It was like a chick. Like, it wasn't, like...
oh,
It wasn't
nobody
self-deprecating.
cares, Phil.
she just has to
That's
keep
what
it.
it is. That's how she said it.
She just
right?
really
Not
fucking
nobody
hates
cares,
Phil Collins.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what it is.
No, I don't know. I just make shit.
A Phil Collins hate account.
That
They're
probably in
dedicated.
existence somewhere. I mean, I'm gonna start a Bruce Springsteen hate account because I can't fucking stand listening to another minute of Bruce Springsteen at my work, which they play all day. Like,
Yeah.
it's weird. But I'm not gonna get into that. I'll save that for another episode. Thank you all for tuning in. As always, let it bleed.